to run a thin blade along it because it's been welded. This is stainless steel. We need to remove this section. Right, it's left a decent score. We can follow the line now.
We're going to be laying some self-leveling screed down on this, ready to put the underfloor heating into this kitchen area. Now the Arga's on, it's warmed it up a bit. We've got the windows open, so I'm going to keep it cool as possible. The one thing about self-leveling screed, it's a bit of a misnomer because it's really self-smoothing screed. You need to work it to get it level. Believe me, if you just go and buy it, chuck it down and think it'll level itself out, you'll be in for a surprise. We've had a bit of experience using it. We should be able to get it fairly okay, but even then you get these little ridge marks sometimes on it. Last night we gave this a coating of dilute SBR. That was about 3 to water, 1 to SBR. Washed it all over with SBR. It's got some old bitumen. It used to have a parquet flooring on it. The one thing we don't need in our little team is this fella here. You want to keep pets out of it.
We could use him to, instead of a stippled roller, to get all the air out of it, because he's got quite sharp claws.
That's a good point you're making, actually, because one way of doing it is to get yourself a spiked roller and you just run it over with a spiked roller and it gets the air out and it just helps to even the whole thing out and smooth it. We're going to try and do it without even troweling it down, so watch this space, see how we get on.
Another piece, it was 40 mil. So what we're going to do now is chase a straight line, put in a 25 mil bit of pipe, and then put the cooker cable through. So I'm going to see how well this Hilti tool does the job.
Look after your knees.
This is pro level.
They're the tough built ones.
Yeah.
Really, really nice.
So we're set to 30 mil deep and about 35 mil wide, and we're putting in like a 25 mil conduit.
Cable ties are so useful. I just wonder why, you know, when you see these police and they're having to restrain somebody, they've got somebody who's resisting arrest and they're sitting on the guy's head, or they're like there's 10 of them sitting on top of the bloke. I'm thinking, all you got to do is hold his legs together, whip a cable tie around there and zip it up.
Do you think we need a new playlist called the Law Enforcement Acts? So you haven't got some last minute changes to this, Rich, because the customer's quite awkward and forgetful, aren't they?
To be fair, the customer's really good at tea making, so...
I've heard about it.
Yeah. You just not experienced it yet.
Got to pay the tea tax now.
It's only a 5-minute fix, isn't it?
Okay, so I'm with Rich and Si from Austin Decorating and Maintenance.
I see it.
You tend to be the happiest of all the trades. Why is that?
because all the trades are just all miserable sods, basically.
I'm happy because I get to work with this fine chap all
Oh, there
day.
you go.
So the last video we did on painting and decorating was our tangle with Dulux. I don't know whether you saw that. What do you make of the Dulux trade paint then?
Honestly, we find it absolutely brilliant. We saw it because you had done the video with James, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. James
And if I remember right, did he pay £120 per pot?
Yeah, it was. I mean, if it had been a little bit more, I don't think he would have said anything. But the
Yeah.
fact that it was so much more, it opened
Yeah.
a can of worms.
So now I can understand where clients would see that price difference as a big shocker, when in actual fact the trade paint is much more easier to use. In some instances, less coats, less labour time. So money-wise, it outweighs itself.
So let's talk about your toolbox favourites. What would you not be without your day-to-day work?
My Nemesis instant paintable caulk. Where other caulks, you have to wait an hour for it to start setting off, and even then you paint over and it still cracks. The beauty of this, you can literally caulk it in. As long as it's within a reasonable size bead, you can paint it straight away, which is really handy. If you've got a quick job, you've got to get in or out, deadlines, etc. We absolutely love this stuff. If we're beading in down the edge of a window and we need to line in and get out that day, that's the kiddie.
There's a lot of other caulks, especially when you're caulking along skirtings. I don't know if you notice, you go around somebody's house and although it's painted in on the top, you can see this shiny line, and it's where that they've done a finger or thumb line on there, and it's never really got rid of the caulk. This is much softer, it's more of a mousse, and it just goes directly into the cracks. Easy to wipe off if you've got any excess on the wall, and you don't get those nasty lines going along the top of the skirting either. My personal favourite, Prestonett Interior Exterior Wood Filler. It's fiberglass, it's really easy to use. If you're working on a kitchen, changing handles or something like that, for instance, this stuff is brilliant because once it dries, it is so easy to sand and it shapes. It's great for beading, or if you've got something that's ornate that has got a chunk out of it or something like that, you can fill it, leave it overnight, and you can use a fine paper on it and you can just shape it back in. It's brilliant. It paints lovely, really good finish.
A lot of kitchen fitters use them, don't they?
They do.
So I know you're a skill builder viewer.
Yeah, definitely.
So what have you enjoyed on the channel recently, and sort of who do you like watching?
Well, recently it was actually the video with Sam. That was quite heart-wrenching, actually.
Oh, what the chat with Roger and Sam?
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't sure whether people might think that it's a bit too touchy-feely for the trades, but it's actually really nice to see that people do like to see the conversation, especially people suffering with diabetes. That's actually...
Exactly. And I think it's important because it's still under the mental health bracket, I guess. And
Yeah.
it's just important to talk so everyone does know about these things.
At the end of the day, we are human too.
Exactly.
Even painters.
Even painters.
Well,
vaguely.
yeah.
So this just helps with the adhesion, does it?
Yeah, it's just like a primer. kind of close to. Is there anything that line painted?
I'm Mark Nixon from H&M Interiors. At the moment I'm in the process of making a bespoke shaker kitchen. What we do is we build the furniture here in the workshop, set it up as it's going to be in the house prior to fitting, and then fit it. So we've got a kitchen island over here. This is going to be the peninsula with a hob on there. Then we have a dresser unit, large dresser unit, which will have an oak worktop and a glazed section in the middle here. All the furniture we make here is designed by my wife Heather, with a little office just over the way. She does all the drawing work, and then I manufacture everything here in the workshop. At the moment, we're doing this dresser base. We've done all the base units, and next I'll be working on the wall cupboards, which I'm just about to put some of the wall frames together over on the workbench. Basically start off with a pile of timber and sheet materials and then put it all together. So this is a part of a wall cupboard. This is the one of the wall frames. We do the frames first, then the doors, then the carcasses, and yeah, all takes shape. Just make sure I get all the bits the right way around to help. Yeah, so this particular wall unit has a couple of doors each side, an open section in the middle for cookery books, that type of thing. One of those rabbits in the headlights that you were talking about. You have to double up these clamps sometimes because if it's a long work piece.
Where do you get your work from? Is it word of mouth?
Pretty much all word of mouth now, yeah. I mean, we used to advertise just locally. Now it's just, work we've done for customers in and around the village, just recommendations and customers coming back for repeat work.
Mostly kitchens that you do?
A real variety, to be honest with you. Kitchens, we do bedrooms. We've actually done a lot of home studies recently as well. Because of lockdown, people working from home, we've found quite a few people have converted spare bedrooms and spare rooms into work offices.
You've got this massive space here. Why haven't you got an apprentice in here?
Do you want the honest answer?
Yeah, always.
Right, okay. Well, I have had lads working with me in the past, and some are okay. If you get a good one, they tend to leave as soon as they get good. Most of the time, they're probably more trouble than they're worth. That's the honest answer. I've got to the point where I think I'm just happier doing the work myself.
So this client that you're working for at the moment on this kitchen, what are they like to work with?
Lovely.
Yeah. Are they laid back?
Very, very laid back, yeah. Yeah, more laid back than me. Yeah, they're really nice handles, these.
So dare I ask how you lost your finger?
Is that one there?
Yeah.
And that was getting a kickback from a piece of timber.
Yeah.
He just threw the timber back at me, and yeah. Just when I was working at home from the garage, and I bought a few machines, and that was one of them that I bought. And I was cutting corners really at the time, trying to do the job a bit quicker. And I went running into the house with an old rag wrapped around my hand. As soon as it happened, I thought, this isn't good.
No.
And I ran indoors, and I said, I'm going to have to get to the hospital. And we piled into the car. It's only when we got to the hospital I realised the kids didn't have any shoes on. That made a bit of a mess of my hand, but luckily I'm left-handed, so
Okay.
I come across quite a few people with digits missing as well. Most of them, it's always a right hand as well that they've lost. Because machines are obviously set up for right-handed people, so that's the hand that's closer to the blade normally. I quite like the Bosch stuff actually.
Yeah, well, it seems to have fallen out of favour. You go on site now, people tend to be Makita or DeWalt.
It always used to be Makita. Makita are always the go-to ones, but I changed over to Bosch a few years ago, and I really rate them actually. Yeah, a little 12-volt one. It's got all the various bits on there for tight angles as well. Piece of the quartz at the back there, an upstand, and then the quartz will sit on the top like that to give you a little bit of a splashback.
It's the catch on the door, isn't it?
About 38 volts up on there. Do you mind cutting a couple of bits in?
I was snug though.
Yeah, it was, yeah. Might be a little bit trimming off. Alright?
Yeah. Tastes lovely.
adjusting plinth feet, the old way we used to do this to level cupboards was to get on the floor basically, put your hand underneath, feel the leg and adjust them manually by hand. A new gadget that's come on the market fairly recently is this system by Hayfley. It's the Axilo system. You just pop this gadget under here, onto the feet, turn the handle, and that winds the feet up and down. You can also attach it to your drill, your electric screwdriver, which makes the job 10 times quicker, and then again that will wind the feet up and down.